Well, Marcus, I guess first things first, everybody fit and raring after Wednesday night?
Yes, everyone's ready to go again. With still all to play for. Yeah, so the main thing is, like you say, everyone's fit and we've got a full squad to choose from.
And with that, has it been very much dampening things down and a lot of talk about it being half-time over the last couple of days?
No, there's not been really much talk at the moment, really. It's about, we know it's half-time, but it's about going into the game again fully focused, like we were in the last game, and trying to do the same thing again and keeping the same principles to play our own game.
Did the match go kind of as you expected with Forest Green, what you thought they would be?
It's Forest Green, we did have a very good first half, and obviously they came back into the second half, and we expect them to come out again and be as physical and as direct as they generally are. So we've got to stand up to that, and hopefully off the back of us doing that, we can get our game going like we did the other day. So.
Almost a bit of a pleasant surprise in the first, because they gave your players a little bit too much time, and you showed what you were capable of.
Well, our lads played quite well. They were at it, and it was our first half. There's no doubt about that. But it's only 1-0 going into the second leg, and you can play as well as you like, and you need to score the goals to kill the game off, and we've not done that yet. So Forest Green will feel that they have an opportunity to get goals, and they're still in the tie, and that's how we look at it. They're still in the tie. There's no doubt about that.
Yeah, and that must be one of the few frustrations from what has been a good season already so far, that in your purple patches you probably don't quite put teams away in the way that perhaps you could do.
I mean, that was definitely the case. You also didn't watch the Alfreton game. That was definitely the case the other day. I'd definitely say that. But what I would say is that when we did have our shots on target, we did hit the target, and made the keeper work. It wasn't opportunities that were scoring. We put it over the bar, put it wide. The keeper's there to save shots. That's what he's paid for. So you've got to put him under pressure, and I thought we did that quite well, and he stood up to it. So the majority of the time we obviously got the one goal, but I thought he stood up to it well, and he's paid to stop shots.
Yeah, and I guess as somebody who knows all about sticking the ball in the back of the net, that's something you've been reiterating to the players. It's something that has developed over the course of the season. You're getting more shots on target.
Well, that's the name of the game. Like I say, as a striker, as a midfield player, as a centre half, whether it's a set piece, you throw on goal, you have to hit the target. And I know it's a cliche, but it's the way it is. That's why the lads have to take training seriously, and when it comes to shooting, they got to take it seriously and try and do the right things, and they do that. And I always say, if the keeper makes a save, he's done his job. And you got to make him make a save. Simple as that. Yeah. And we done that quite well the other night. He done his job quite well.
Yeah, and with the goal, I mean, the development of Matty Taylor over the course of the season in terms of his confidence in front of goal, I don't think it'd be unfair to say maybe at the start of the season he might not have scored it, but he's on a real crest at the moment, isn't he?
He's doing very well. Matt is a team player, and that's why he's been in the team most of this season. I mean, it's 1 or 2 games when we need to give him a rest, but he's a team player. So when he's not getting opportunities, he does the right thing off the ball, and it's not always about getting chances with Matty. It's about him creating chances for other people and him defending from the front, and he does that very well. That's why he's in the team. Yeah,
and particularly his link up with Jake Gosling, we've seen it a couple of times. I think the game at Torquay over Christmas was one where you can see that understanding that they've got together.
Yeah, I mean, I think sometimes you can't coach that. I think it's generally the players have good football brains, and they work around it. We do obviously work on stuff like that, but when they're out on the pitch and the pressure of the atmosphere, it's tough to have that state of mind to be able to link up with different players, and I think they do it very well. So long may that continue. They get on well off the pitch and they complement each other on it.
Yeah. How much of a frustration not being able to choose Ellis for this game?
Not that frustrated personally. We got a really good player, Nathan Blissett, to come in. Angela Brantner could come in. So we've got great cover, and we've had that most of the season. So as disappointed as Ellis will be, and that's the way football is. We've got great cover, and whoever comes in will do a good job for this team and do a team job.
Were the discussions on the sideline in that second half about maybe taking him off, because there were a couple of times when he was getting close to that second yellow?
Yes, there was. Yeah. Just didn't do it in time.
Yeah, well, and that's a frustration, and it's a game of little margins sometimes, but on the day it didn't cost you, thankfully.
No, it didn't, and maybe 15, 20 minutes earlier it might have been different, but we held on quite well. That it was a tough spell to get through, but like you said, we defended quite well, and we still defended the box very well, and We came out of it on top, luckily, but that 10-15 minutes earlier might have been different.
With the way that you've been playing this season, I think it's safe to say you won't just be sitting back and saying, right, 0-0 and we're through to Wembley.
Listen, it's all to play for. It's simple as that. It's just we've got to go out to win the game like we would do. If we sit back and invite pressure on us, then that's not the way forward, personally.
Yeah, and I think you've only conceded something like 3 goals in your last 7 games, though. So that side of your game is working well.
That's because we defend from the front. We defend out wide. We defend in the middle of the pitch. We're a team. That's what we are. We try our best to stop goals going into our goal.
Yeah, and here at the Mem, I mean, you'll be a cracking atmosphere on Sunday. And actually, the performances you've turned in here in front of your own fans throughout the season must give everybody confidence that you can produce another one. It's
great. We've had 46 cup finals we've had all season, and they've got to do it for one more, hopefully 2.
Yeah, and the prospect of a trip to Wembley, and it is the kind of thing that some players go through an entire career not being able to do.
Yeah, I mean, we'll see how we get through this weekend before we start talking about Wembley.